Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Afternoon.
No, morning. It's 9:59 a.m.
Oh, good morning.
Good
Welcome
morrow.
to Needles at the Ready. I'm Kevin.
I'm Ray.
Today is Saturday, August
31st.
31st.
The last day in August.
And this is episode 119
Wow.
of our YouTube channel where we
Now
talk
it's
about
10 a.m.
our YouTube channel where we talk about knitting, crocheting, polymer clay,
Yeah.
yarn dyeing, and yarn buying. So,
And all the other...
crafty things that go
Crafty
along with that.
things that
So
go
if that's
along.
your cup of tea, thanks for joining us.
Or a cup of coffee.
Welcome back to all of our returning viewers, and welcome to any new viewers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, wow. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. It's a great show. We are jam-packed with things.
Done. It's a wrap.
That's it. Let's see. So, I have, because I'm going to start because it's all about me. I have one FO, and I have two whips that I'm going to show you. I don't know. We're going to call it polymer clay. So I have three whips, almost finished objects. Are they half finished objects? Or are they like 3/4 finished objects?
I don't know. They just have to be
We shall
baked.
see.
I know. I just need to get a toaster oven for them.
Yes.
So...
What do you have to show today?
I have two FOs and two active whips. So we will start with admin stuff.
Great.
All right. We have our Let's Hear It for the Boys.
Yeah.
Knit Along or Make Along currently going on. That runs until the first day of fall. So somewhere in September.
It's like the 22nd or 23rd, I think, this year. I don't know.
We have a Ravelry group. We have a chatter thread and an FO thread. And the hashtag is NATRBoys2024 on Instagram.
Correct.
And all the details can be found in the Ravelry group, which is linked below.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And speaking of that, anything that we talk about should be below in the show notes. If we forget something, certainly feel free to reach out to us. But you can hit more and more, I think, now.
To get to the show
notes.
Yeah.
And something else. You know what? We try to keep ads to a minimum, but we've been talking a lot lately because we watch a lot of YouTube channels. And YouTube has added
longer.
They've increased the length of ads on videos up to, like, generally speaking, I would say like a minute, which that is nothing that a content creator has control over, the length of the ads. So we apologize on behalf of YouTube.
Yeah, we're not representatives of YouTube.
No, we're not.
No, and we think that long ads are poopy. You know?
I know. I'm considering buying the YouTube Premium where you don't
see the ads.
See ads.
Yeah. Which is good too because you want to support the content creators to like the ads. That's how they make their revenue. How we make some revenue from these videos, which is not what it's all about.
No,
but being like if you choose that subscription, right? The content creator still gets ad revenue even if they don't watch the ads or whatever.
The penny.
Yeah, it is a penny pretty much, which is fine. So thank you for that administrative announcements.
One more.
Also have
administrative announcement is in 2 weeks.
Yes.
We will be at Skein Yarn Shop in East Greenwich, Rhode Island for our trunk show. Lori was gracious enough to ask us, and Justine will be there. Not sick.
Will she really?
She will be, or...
Is she starting to wear a mask already? She needs to start quarantining now.
Now.
Yeah.
Well, she can't.
Why?
Because Lori's on vacation until, like, right before we go.
Can we put Justine in a bubble while she's at the shop?
She should be in a bubble.
Yeah.
So we will be bringing a bunch of yarn, and just so you know, the bases that I'm going to bring,
This is exciting.
So I'm slowly transitioning to two newer bases. On the fingering weight, I'm moving over to a 75-25 BFL in nylon, which I've carried before, but it hasn't been my main focus. And to replace the 75-25 superwash merino blend, I have a new 85-15 superwash extra fine merino and nylon blend, which is beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
I would like to thank Lori from Arkansas Yarn Co. and Macy from Mace of Skeins, because after mentioning it a couple weeks ago, when we got Lori's club, I can't think of the name of the club right now, but I had mentioned how the base is stunning, and I've been looking for an 8515, and both of them reached out to me and gave me the name of the company that they bought it from. So I bought a bunch, and I've been dyeing a ton on it.
We're looking at it right now.
I know.
You see our eyes going up.
I have yarn hanging over here.
We're preparing for the trunk show, which means that our house is now a yarn museum.
It is. So there's currently yarn. Behind me is Ghost.
Behind you all, not behind you.
Or behind y'all.
Yeah.
Is Ghost and Ghost Water hanging. So that's really exciting. So we will be there Saturday and Sunday. The store hours on Saturday are 10 to 4, and on Sunday they are 12 to 4.
That's so exciting.
So hope to see any of you who can make it there. It should be a really fun time. We love the community there. We love visiting the store. So it will be a great weekend. And come and
come say hi. Even if you don't buy anything, just come say hi. Touch the yarn, squeeze the things. Honestly, the 8515 base is luscious. We were talking last night about, looking at patterns to do some samples with it, just because it's so luscious and soft. So I'm really excited. I think we chose a couple of patterns, so we will start those soon.
So I believe that's it for the admin stuff, right?
I think so.
All right. Let's jump into some knitting.
How about some life updates? Do you have any life updates?
Oh, let's see what we've been doing. I've been dyeing yarn. And, guys, it's funny but not funny, right? So I was dyeing tonals the other day. And I use a 6-foot... So we have an island in the kitchen, so I use that for 4 burners. And then I bring up a 6-foot folding table and use that for 4 other burners. That allows me to dye 24 skeins at a time. So... the one in the dining room, the folding table, I had the burner set up and I was filling up the pots. And they're big 16-quart stock pots, and they get about, I don't know, I put like 8 to 9 liters of water in them. And then my table broke and everything just went whoosh. All the water, all the pots, all the burners, down all over the dining room, into the living room, through the floor, into the basement. So it was a fun day.
Yeah. At least it wasn't hot water or...
there was no dye in it. Or yarn in it.
I get a text message from Kevin saying, well, one side of my dye table fell, 4 full pots of water all over the floor and drained into the basement with a smack your forehead emoji.
Yeah.
So that was at 10:53 on Wednesday.
That was a really good time. I was impressed that I recovered and still got all the yarn.
Yeah, I'm surprised I came home and you weren't like curled up in a ball on the couch.
I should have been. I wanted to be, but... hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much my life update. I've been a little under the weather here and there. It's a very weird thing because I still kind of feel it, but I've tested for COVID and the flu A and B, and it was neither of those.
So I have a theory that I think that you do have seasonal allergies. Though you don't want to admit it, I think that you do, because we're starting to change seasons. Keep blinking, fast jerk. And I think that you don't. I think that you need to not be so resistive to that suggestion. Just get allergy test or try an allergy medicine and see if that makes you feel better.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So, what about you? Do you have any life updates?
I do. I have huge news. Really big things have been happening for me. It's been a long process since July. I accepted a new job. So for those of you who've been following the podcast, I am a registered nurse, and I've been with the organization for the past 11 years. I went to nursing school there and kind of moved up along the way. So I started as a float nurse, where I floated everywhere, including the ED and oncology and all those fun areas. And then I moved into step-down ICU, and then from there I became the assistant nurse manager. Helped out in the medical ICU, and then I had a great job opportunity almost 5 years ago to move into a nurse manager position of a very large med-surg unit at the same organization, same hospital, just a different campus, smaller community-based hospital. And then I've been there for the past 5 years, and then I had an opportunity to interview for a director of nursing position in a different health organization, which is kind of sad, but there was just nothing available for me, and it was kind of serendipitous the way that it all happened. I don't need to go into details about that, but Ended up taking a chance. I was told by a friend of mine who used to be my old manager that what's the worst that can happen? You apply, you get the experience of interviewing for a higher level position, get to put all your ducks in a row, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But because you love your job and you're in a good position. But if it does, it's a great opportunity for me. So we started the process beginning of July. Went through about 4 or 5 interviews over that month period, and I was offered the position, and I accepted, and so I will start on September 23rd. My last day at my current job will be September 13th, Friday the 13th, which is kind of weird.
Right before skiing?
Right before skiing,
well,
yep.
You'll leave your job and then we'll drive to skiing.
Yes, so, right, exactly. So I don't know if I'll be emotional. I probably will be a little bit emotional.
Yes, you will be.
It's a very bittersweet thing for me because I'm really leaving for opportunity and not because I hate it or, whatever. I've developed a really great team. So my staff have been very supportive, very sad, but very supportive. They're going to throw me a going away party. They know how I am, so they know I don't like surprises. And they sent me the invitation to my own party and said that I have to go. So
I would hope so.
Yeah, I will. So it's nice. It's at a brewery, and there's going to be, I guess, 40 people. They rented out the room, which is kind of bizarre, but so that's really exciting for me. So now I'm just kind of doing all of the onboarding things and getting ready and working out a transition plan as I leave. Make sure all of my ducks are in a row, and then I should start as director of nursing on September 23rd.
It's amazing.
I know. So it's over 4 or 5 different units. I'll have about 350 people that report to me, and it's a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, and now it's opened the conversation for a move potentially because it is an hour away from us. Correct. So that conversation has started, and
But I love my Audible, so I'm hoping that that it'll go well for me. Traffic,
we'll see.
Traffic in the morning going the way that I'm going north, is not so bad. And then coming south at the end of the day is not so bad because people are typically going south into the city, those larger cities, like towards New York and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I'm currently trying to expand my wardrobe a little bit for more business attire because I typically wear scrubs every day because I like to get my hands dirty with the nurses. But so that's that. So good news for me.
All right. Well,
that means more yarn buying too.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
that means less knitting. That's 2 hours less knitting a day for you. For your
maybe
drive.
I can take a page out of Nancy's book and knit while I drive.
Absolutely not. All right.
Or I can get a Tesla and have that drive me to work.
No,
that might not be a bad idea.
Oh, here we go. All right, let's get into some knitting now.
All right, let's do it.
Minutes in.
13:07. Don't push.
I have 2 FOs.
Yep, I have one. We discussed this, but you can say it again because some people might have gotten up to get a drink of water.
Or just fast forward.
Yeah, people might fast forward. If they don't care.
All right, so my first one is
Adorbs.
Called
Look how cute.
Color Block Market Bag. I wonder if this is in my good notes.
I think this is really sweet.
I don't know if this was a good notes.
Look how cute. That's okay.
Hold on, let me get it on Ravelry.
It will be linked down below in our show notes, like Kevin said. It's a free pattern, which is really exciting. We're going to gift this to our niece, probably.
Yeah, so it is a crocheted pattern.
Yes.
Color.
It's so good.
All right, but with that being said, Color Block Market. It is much smaller than I had anticipated. I did, not obviously, because you guys don't know. This is the pattern. It's by Jen Palmer. It is a free pattern. It's meant to be crocheted with worsted weight yarn and a H-hook or a 5mm. So I decided to use some of my leftover yarn from my Jethro cardigan. So the yarn that I used for my Jethro is a DK weight cotton linen blend from Knit Picks. And I went down, I think, 2 hook sizes because I was using a DK. I used the same hook if I'm not mistaken, that I used for my Jethro. Mm-hmm. So this is supposed to be, I believe, like...
Isn't it like 16 inches long or something?
Yeah,
like that?
So it's supposed to be 16 inches wide.
Yeah.
13 inches tall. Clearly,
it is not.
It is not. So...
But you did go down hook size and yarn weight, so that
correct.
That makes a big difference.
So I think it's super.
It's cute,
adorable. Reese will love it. If
she
I
will.
did anything, I do think the straps should have been longer.
Okay,
but whatevs.
I don't think so. It's a market bag.
Yeah.
It's cute. She could put some of her dance things in there. Carrying around like that's cute. When she's she just started 3rd grade. So that'd be kind of cute. Isn't that when they start carrying like little bags and purses?
I don't know. She's got I gotta actually look at a message. I think she has like some type of electronic device now.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Like we can send her messages?
I think so.
Oh my God, stop. I've been waiting for that.
So I am going to attempt to make another one, but I might need to find a different pattern because I have Knit Pig's Dishy, which is worsted weight, and I went to cast on another one and I went up 1 or 2 hook sizes from what's recommended since I know that I'm clearly a tight crocheter.
Yeah.
And my chain was only 10 or 11 inches, not the 16.
But your chains are very tight when you
Yeah, I think I just need to loosen up.
Chain.
But
loosen up, man. Loosen up.
It was super quick. It's just single crochets here, double crochets here, single crochet here, a chain, and then single crochet around the strap. So it was really, really quick. And I did enjoy the process. And I would like to keep my crochet skills going.
Yeah, I think that's great.
So that was my first FO.
Excellent. Kev, I think that's wonderful.
Why, thank you, Raymond.
You're welcome. My FO is that I did finish my Fiber Hustle socks. These socks I knit out of the yarn that Erin had gifted us 2 years ago at Rhinebeck. I believe the colorway was a one-of-a-kind. All my friends went to Rhinebeck. This is the leftovers. I have quite a bit left over. Here are the socks. They're very, very cute. I love the colors. Very like fall to me. Do you think they're fall? They could lean a little fall.
They actually could because there's some oranges and browns.
Yeah.
And even that like bright chartreusey green can lean fall. Yeah, I think they have a fall vibe to them.
Me too. So I did my typical sock recipe, which I knit on US 1s, 9-inch circular needles. I can't lean forward. 9-inch circular needles. I do about a 20-row cuff. Sometimes it's different. But I do a German twisted cast on. Knit my leg. I do a cut-in heel, like an afterthought heel. These were true afterthought heels because I really didn't mark the heel as I was knitting. Usually I would knit the leg to the length that I want and then put in stitch markers so that I know where I want to put the heel, then knit the foot to do the toe. But I just was using this project when we were in Seattle on the Pacific Northwest to just kind of knit around. So I just was knitting, and I would measure every once in a while. So I did end up measuring for my foot length and then cut in the heel there. I do, for my afterthought heel or my cut-in heel, I do 5 rows of straight knitting around before I start my decreases. My decreases are the exact same as my toe, so I decrease on every other round. I knit a stitch, SSK, knit to 3 stitches before the needle, or before the last stitch, knit 2 together, knit 1. I repeat that every other round until I get down to 20 stitches on each needle. I do those magic loop just because I can't do the decreases on 9-inch circulars, and I don't really care for DPNs. It's a little overwhelming for me. And then what I do is then I decrease every round for the toe until I get to 14 stitches, and then I do a grafted like Kitchener stitch. Mm-hmm. And then for the heel, I get down to 16 inches just because I need it a little bit wider for my heel. and do the Kitchener there too.
Nice.
So those are my socks. They're very comfortable. They fit very well. It was nice. It was just nice to be knitting on this, like with Erin while we were together on the trip. I thought it was kind of cool to do that. So yeah, they're all done. That's all. That's all my finished objects.
Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
So you guys are going to be sick of hearing about this pattern, but this is the Salish cap from Blue Sky Fibers. It is a DK weight pattern, fingering held double, and they were kind enough to send us some of the yarn that the pattern was written for. So it is written for their Woolstock Light, which is a really beautiful woolly base.
It really is.
And this is knit on a US 8 or a 5 millimeter needle. It's super simple, 2x2 rib, right? So I knit mine out of cast iron and Golden Meadow. So these come in 50 gram balls and they're 218 yards. Mm-hmm. So you get some good meterage out of them.
Meterage? Even though you said yards?
Correct. Yardage or meterage, however you like.
Yeah, no, it's great. Let's just try to be consistent, you know?
So then, to be consistent, it comes with 218 yards or 200 meters.
Perfect.
So this is the finished hat.
It's so good. These hats are so good. So simple, you know? I know, they're cute. They fit everybody.
So well.
Yeah.
I love it. What I do for my hats is a German twisted cast on. I don't follow anybody anymore because it's the cast on that I use all the time for socks and hats and anything that calls for a long tail. Most of the time, unless it's a sweater, I'll do a Italian.
Yeah.
And then what I've started doing is I weave my end on the outside because when you fold it up, it won't be on this side of your brim.
Right.
So I just love it. I think it's such a great pattern. And I think I have enough. I didn't weigh this, and I don't think there's a scale up here. I feel like there's enough to get a second hat out of it.
Me too. You know what I find interesting is that the Golden Meadow seems to be the dominant color here, which is interesting, even though you're holding it, you know, together.
So I've looked at that, and I really wonder, I don't know.
But if you look at it up close, it's very even. Like
no, it's very dominant.
But it is kind of dominant, right?
I don't know if it's the way that you hold your yarn. You know, if I'm holding it
in the front or the back or something like that.
You know, if you're holding, I don't know, or how it gets twisted.
Yeah.
It's going to look different when you knit in purl, what strand like kind of pulls forward. But I just love it. I think it's a great stash buster.
Yeah.
With superwash yarn, what's really interesting is that I found it takes about 35 grams of each skein. So I think it's the perfect gift net.
Me too. This is a little bit, this is like a woolen spun almost. So it's a lot of air in it.
I can't tell.
So it might be the same weight.
I actually think it's a single because I don't see any plies when I untwist. So I'm pretty confident this is a single.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's a really good. Yeah. It is a woolly wool. So if you don't like woolly wools, this may not be the yarn for you. I haven't blocked it, so I don't know how much it softens. I'm sure it does because I've used.
I'm sure it does.
Blue Sky Fibers before.
I haven't done mine yet either. I knit a hat out of that same yarn, but I haven't blocked it.
And then it was living in my Bink waffle bag.
Yay!
Which I love.
Yeah,
and
they're great.
Maybe Skein will have some more when we go in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I love that fabric. I was close to getting one, but I wasn't a fan.
Do you remember?
I wasn't sold on the fabrics.
Wait, do you remember when I bought it?
Yeah.
So when I bought it, they had 2 bags on the top shelf. They had this bag, and I was like, ooh, that's pretty. And then they had this bag next to it. I was like, oh, that's pretty too. I was like, I don't know which one to get. Lori's like, well, it's the same bag. They're just reversible. So.
There you have it.
Yeah, it's a great bag.
Yeah, it's very cute. It's very well made too.
Yes. I've never seen one like it with this ring.
Yeah.
To put it through, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And boop. Boop. All right. So let's move into these.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
We have continued messing around with some polymer clay. So I made this little donut.
It's good.
Look at that. It's so cute.
I love the sprinkles.
When I did this, though, as I was doing the sprinkles, I was like, oh, man. It's very Dunkin' Donuts colors, isn't it? With that, if I put pink on there, that would be Dunkin' Donuts.
Do people on the other coasts know what Dunkin' Donuts is? Because I think it's only like an East Coast, maybe a little bit out into the...
I don't know. And then I decided to try my hand at making like a flower, which it's a big process. So you have to like make canes and do a gradient and put it together and all this stuff. So these are the little flowers that I've made. I think they're pretty.
They're cute.
They're fun.
They are fun. I like if you hold it up a little closer, I like the what's it called?
Gradient?
Gradient.
Yes.
That you have in there.
I used 3 different blues.
Yeah.
And I tried to get them. That one's a little squished, I think. But so I have I have a decent sized cane of this. So it's not perfect. It's not.
Oh, but
it's cute.
They're
good.
cute. We're still having fun trying it out.
And I didn't buy a kit for that. I just bought a bunch of stuff off Amazon. Sculpey, I think it's called Sculpey Primo or something like that is the thing. And then I bought like a polymer clay cutting kit and a glass tabletop thing to cut it on. And that's it. We do need to get a toaster oven. Yeah. There's different information out there as to whether or not like it's recommended to. Some people say you can put it in your regular oven. You just have to like let it air out before using it again. They're not toxic. And then some people recommend just getting a separate toaster. So we'll see.
Yeah, and the great thing about the polymer clay is it does not dry out or solidify as it's sitting around. So these were done a while ago, and
like 2 weeks ago, pretty much.
And we just kind of have a section on our dining room table with, like, if we want to just sit down and play a little bit and like whatever, which has been really fun. So I wanted to try, because my last polymer clays that I'd done were, if you all remember from the last podcast, were not really they were not what's the word I'm looking for? They didn't unlock my artistic nature. They were just kind of like, let's see what happens here. So I did still see let's see what happens, but I had a plan going in. So I wanted to make a cute little sheep. I was like, oh, that could be kind of fun, to do a little sheep. So I did. I made a little sheep.
It's cute. The eyes.
The eyes are so funny. I did like little swirls for the and balls for the fleece. Made like a little tail and some legs and the head with the ears and the schnoz. And the eyes I just love. They're so big. Carrie suggested maybe putting like a little white dot in the eyes, so that could be kind of cute.
Yep.
Will it get less shiny after we bake it?
Yeah, so polymer clay is, once it's baked, it's very dull. And there's a lot of different ways that you can
shine it back up again.
Shine it up. The preferred method that I've seen is using UV resin, which that's a whole nother beast of a craft. Yeah. And so that's not something we will get into right away.
So this is going to be
Notice how I said right away?
I did.
Did I mean that?
You did. We're going to add.
Oops. Oh no.
Well, sheep overboard.
Sheep babies.
He just splatted on the ground. Oh, he landed on his legs.
Oh, good job.
How cute. Okay, so that was my sheep. Then I was like feeling fall coming up and like Halloween and all that stuff. So I wanted to try to make a ghost holding a ball of yarn. I thought that would be like really cute. So I made one, but he was way too thin to put a stitch marker through.
No, you can.
I tried. Maybe I can put something on the back.
No, you poke a hole through its head.
Oh, like in the front.
Yeah, and then
okay.
you do the ring instead of the...
Yeah. So I did a little ghost holding a little ball of yarn.
Cute.
I thought he was cute. So then I wanted to make it more three-dimensional so that I can have a thing in there. And I'm just like practicing, because if these work out well and I'm happy with them, then I would make a bunch of them. I think that would be really cute. So this is my 3D version of that flat guy.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He's cute. I was a little concerned that it would look like sperm. But I don't think he does. I think he looks like a ghost. Right? He's very cute. Holding the ball.
I can see the concern, though.
Yeah, right? When I was making it, I was like...
there would be some.
Ooh, so that's why I kind of like tweaked the tail a little bit. Just in case. You know? So then, sticking with the Halloween theme, Kevin had made a really cute pumpkin that he showed. And I thought, I want to do a pumpkin too. But let me just see if I can do it a little bit differently. So I did a little mini pumpkin wearing like... Oh, what's that white dot?
Where?
Oh, I thought it was white dot.
It's
just shine.
Yeah.
Wearing like a little witch's cap.
Cute.
Smiling. Right?
Adorable.
Yeah, I thought that was cute. So those are our little polymer clay fun things. So I would love to make a few. I'm happy with this, and I think it will only get better the more I do it. So I would love to do like, the ghost and the pumpkin together with maybe like one other thing.
Yeah,
would be kind of cute. And then maybe we can bring those to like trunk shows or something like that if somebody wants to take them home.
And then we enabled Mari.
Did we?
Yeah, she sent a message yesterday that she bought polymer clay.
No, I didn't see the message.
Watching us and Michael.
Shut up. Yay! Good.
I love it.
I love it too.
All right.
So I think that's all of the FOs.
So let's jump into whips, and I have 2.
I have 2 as well.
Which one are you starting with? Because we both have the same one. So, one of the same ones.
We did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that you worked on it.
Yeah.
Oh. What would you like to start with?
We can start with that.
Okay.
So, I've made nowhere near as much progress as Ray. This is living in my Naughty Knitting sex bag.
That was one of our first bags, I think.
It was the first bag, the Prickle Pants bag was the first one, because then the second one was the big, or they came together, the big electronic.
Oh, that one was cool too, with the circuitry.
Yeah.
So this is what inspired my cactus, which I'm going to do another cactus as well with the polymer clay, but that's what inspired my my cacti.
So here's what we both have been working on. This is going to be a Rhinebeck sweater. I don't know that we'll wear it, but this is...
Just because of the weather.
Yes. This is Sean's Gambier by Lindsay. You can say the last name however you'd like. So it is a big jackety type of sweater. It is knit out of super bulky yarn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So I've made...
your colors are so good.
A little bit of progress. I could be in the middle of the row. I probably am. I am. That's okay, though. So I believe...
Oh, you're just starting your...
I just started my 3-color color work. Yeah. So I was somewhere around here last time. Or here, actually. So I finished the second round of color work. I'm on the third, and you can't see... Where the hell's... Oh, that's because that's the wrong side. All right, let's flip it over. So I've added my third color.
Yes.
Just one row in.
I love that color.
I haven't worked on this a ton because I've been so focused on yarn dyeing. And by the end of the day, I'm not in a mental place where I can look at a 3-color color work chart. But I need to get on it because we have 7 weeks until Rhinebeck.
Are you kidding?
No. So my colors are navy is the main color, oatmeal, and then is the other one? Is it sable?
No, sable's the brown.
It's warm caramel. Warm caramel. That's what this is. And then this is my third color.
So good.
So warm caramel. Yeah. Oh, here
it
you
looks
could
almost
get a better.
Yeah.
That's the warm caramel.
Yes.
That's my pocket.
My pocket.
So this is knit on US 11s. if I'm not mistaken. Yes, US 11s, which is an 8mm needle. And I am making the second size, which is a 46-inch chest. Is that what you made?
Yep.
And I'm hoping... I didn't gauge swatch, so I'm hoping it works out well.
Mm-hmm. And what's the yarn?
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No, that's okay. You have the...
Yeah,
nice
the yarn is Lamb's Pride Bulky. This is a 85% wool and 15% mohair.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's nice to work with.
Yeah,
so
what's
far.
the yardage and all that stuff? This is have you ever podcasted before? I'm just kidding.
Never.
Kidding.
Episode 1. This is...
I'm just curious. I'm not trying
4
to...
ounces, 113 grams, and it is approximately 125 yards or 114 meters.
Great.
You are supposed to get 3 stitches per inch.
That's wild.
On a 10 and a half.
Yeah.
So...
And we're both using the recommended needle size for the pattern, which is a US 11 for the body. You did? Great. Great. That's lovely.
So once...
Did you say it was a 10 for the ribbing and stuff too?
No, because I didn't talk about ribbing. Yeah. You could talk about that. Since...
Oh, no, it's okay. I was just curious.
Good. Please, continue.
Okay. Okay, so mine is at a different spot than Kevin's. I actually worked on this quite a bit just because I wanted to get it done. Kevin works so much better like last minute-ish. Not last minute, but as we get closer to things, I'm much more of a prepper. I like to have things like...
I don't think it's that
early.
I work better. I think I don't get stressed, which this is a very odd thing for me. I don't get stressed by a deadline for something. Right. Like I never have. Whether it was a school report, whatever, I don't get stressed by it. And I also like to well, that's different, but whatever. I get stressed out by time for an event, but not by a deadline.
Okay. All right. So here's my sweater. I have a lot. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No, I just had a thought, but we'll talk about it when you get there.
Okay. So, I made a lot of progress on this. I was oh my goodness. I was right past joining the sleeves, I believe, last time I showed this. So I had finished since last time I finished the 2 colorwork sections here. My raglan decreases for the sweater, and then I finished the neckline and everything, and then I picked up the band along the sides.
Looks like you're almost done with the band.
Yeah, so I finished the band here, including the buttonholes. The next section is to do short rows for the collar and the neck. So that's what I have to do next. So I'll be building short rows out here. And then after I build the short rows, I think there's like 23 or so rows of short rows. Then I just do one more row of knitting in the 3rd contrast color.
The blue.
Sew my pockets together and then be done with it. So, like I said, I made a ton of progress. I'm very, very happy with it. I can't really put it on now because the needles are all the way around. It would look a little bit, I think it would look a little bit weird, or it would sit weird. But I'm loving the pattern. I really love everything about the sweater. I think it's pretty epic, to be honest with you. It is obviously super bulky, and it does wear like a jacket when I put it on. So I was very interested to see, I tried it on, it's bottom up. So it's always very difficult. For me, it's like a gamble, right? Like how to, you want to keep trying on your sweater to see if it fits, and you really can't do that until you get to a certain point in the pattern. So I tried it on after I put my neck stitches on hold before I picked up the band, and it sat very I thought sat very weird on me because there's no structure still here.
Right.
I still think that I am going to have a little bit of a problem with the sleeves, just to, if full transparency. I think the sleeves are a little bit too wide, and they're too long. I did follow the pattern exactly, but again, I'm not quite sure until it's all done. I want to finish it. And then get it off the needle so I can see how it sits and it fits, because the sleeves, without the structure being here and I'm pulled up, the sleeves kind of fell down. They were over my hands, so I think this will help bring it all together. I don't think that I can put it on.
I'm wondering, so I think,
let me just see
what I will probably do, which this is a very interesting, I just checked the sleeves. The difference in size is 4 stitches from the size that we're knitting, size 2 to size 1.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll go down 4 stitches. Yeah, your sleeve is just bulky.
Yeah,
it's really baggy.
I know. So here's what I'm thinking. You're not going to be able to really see
but if you
see
show
much.
your
But the sleeves,
it's right here.
Yeah, they're really, and it comes right to my armpit or anything. It's not anything extra. So I have a couple of options. I think what I might end up doing is, because the sleeve is knit. Oh, the sleeve is knit cuff up. Shoot. So that's not going to really work. So I was thinking of ripping the sleeve out and re-knitting the sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
But now I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that, because when you pick up the stitches, you're immediately starting that color work. So there's color work right there at the sleeve join, and then it's you join the sleeves and then you knit flat back and forth. So I don't know.
And your stitches would be going in a different direction, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll have to see again once it's done. I might be able to at least decrease the sleeve length, maybe not the width of the sleeve, by taking out the cuff. I think I'm comfortable just taking out this cuff completely, and not even having a cuff, maybe just doing the 2 rows of ribbing here on the contrasting color, just end the sleeve there,
Can I just see this real quick, please? Thank you. So
very bulky.
All right. I mean, this would be crazy, but could you? No. Nope, you can't. I was going to say, could you cut it here? Take the sleeve apart and go down at least.
I was actually thinking of getting rid of one of the repeats.
Well, the sleeves are, like I said, the difference between cast on is only 4 stitches. So you cast on 44, the next size down would have been 40.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but 4 stitches is an inch.
Right. Right. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll have to think about it. It may not get surgically altered until after Rhinebeck or something like that. I'm not going to make it a priority.
Right.
Because it's really not a priority. It's a jacket, and it's going to be nice and cozy regardless. I do like to have longer sleeves, to curl up in, especially if it's going to be really, really cold. So it may not be that big of a deal.
I think you'll also have to try it on with something underneath it, like a shirt or something else that you would wear. A t-shirt, it's going to feel a little bit differently than having a long sleeve shirt.
Right. And also putting in the buttons, which I didn't even get buttons. To be honest, I forgot all about that.
I might wait until Rhinebeck, actually.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good idea.
There's that button booth.
But being able to button it might help, pull some things together too. So this might be something to wear buttoned in the meantime if I decide to do anything with the sleeves.
I'd also be interested to know what your gauge is
Yeah.
Because the point that we were talking about this the other day, and when Ray initially did his gauge swatch, he did it in the round and then steeked it because that's what he thought. So your gauge could be...
But here's the thing, the sleeves are knit in the round.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
The rest of the sweater I think fits great. It's really the sleeves. I was really trying to knit very loosely because I didn't want to have a lot of puckering with stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I could also just... Yeah, I don't know. To put the stitches, like cut the sleeves off somehow and then maybe knit it again and then graft it together.
That's what I was thinking.
But again, it's really not the end of the world for me. I just feel like the decreases should have happened a lot quicker.
It's interesting because
and maybe my row gauge was very...
When you look at this looks very rapid.
Yeah.
The angle of this.
I feel like it should have started here. You know what I mean? Like gone more rapid that way.
Well, you would have started this way, right? Your decreases.
Oh, yeah,
you start here.
Right.
So they started...
So increases.
Increases. Mm-hmm. So I feel like there should be less increases.
Right. All my stitch counts were exactly where they needed to be. So, yeah. Anyway, I am overall very, very happy with this. I think it looks really cool. I'm super happy with the colors that I chose. So my colors are, the brown is called Sable.
Mm-hmm.
This is Oatmeal. And then this one is Ice... Something, I feel like it's something ice...
Glacier Ice?
Glacier Ice, I believe. Yep, that probably is right. Let me just see. Sable. I've gone through so many skeins. Oatmeal. I do think it's Glacier Ice. But of course, I don't have the...
Because, yeah, you may not have it because we only had one skein of that, I think.
I only had one skein of that.
Glacier Ice sounds really familiar.
It does sound familiar. It sounds about right. Yeah. So, wait, there's two more. I kept all my bands. There's so many. It could be interesting to take a look at this and see. Sable. So
while he's looking for that, I've been thinking a lot lately about knitting sweaters, and especially for me because I don't go out often because I work from home now. So I don't really have a lot of opportunities to wear them out. Do you all wear your sweaters at home? Like during this fall and winter months, I'm a, sweatpants and sweatshirt type of guy around the house. Do you guys wear your sweaters and like as a comfy thing when you're home during the cooler months? It's right here.
Yep, I know.
Oh,
I was just curious because.
So yeah, I was just
wondering.
Question.
There's our question of the episode. We haven't had one of those in a while.
I know.
Yeah. All right, so we are right. It is Glacier Ice is the blue.
Okay.
Glacier Ice. So far in this sweater, and I do have to get one more skein of the Sable. But of the Sable, of that brown color, my main color, I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins so far.
Wow.
And I'm about to open up my 8th skein of the main color.
And that's the final skein, right?
That should be the final skein, yeah, because it's only going to be the short rows, so it should be fine. Glacier Ice is 1 skein. And then for the Oatmeal is 2 skeins. I have a lot of Oatmeal left, and there's no more use of it. Oh, no, sorry. So two full skeins, and then a little bit more of this one. So I still have quite a bit of this left.
And I know exactly what you can make with it.
Yeah, what?
The Brooklyn Tweed hat that with the bulky yarn, their bulky yarn.
Oh.
So you could do that. I'm sure you'd have enough
okay. So
yarn for that.
Yeah, if you were to do this sweater and use this yarn, I highly recommend the yarn. It's been great to work with. It's very, very warm. I'm very excited to block it, to like wet it and see what the stitches are going to do. Highly recommend. So if you will need at least 8 skeins of your main color, especially if you're going to do the same size. So we did a 46-inch chest. 1 skein of the contrast 3, and 2 and a little bit more of your contrast 2 color.
Nice. Good
Makes
to know.
Sense?
All right.
It's crazy to think like how, and the great thing about this yarn is that you just can wet felt it together.
Yes. All right. My next whip living in my Paradise Island bag? Yes, Paradise Island bag. So this is my Jelly Roll Blanket by Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears. How many stripes does she have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She has 12. Okay. So, this has been my main knit of the week. It's the only thing I've worked on this week. I just haven't had the brain space to do some color work.
That's okay.
And I've made a ton of progress on this. So last time you guys saw this, I was here on the fifth stripe. And so I finished this one, all of this, which all of this yarn is leftover yarn from Ray's Advent from Yarn Cafe Creation and Dragon Horde yarn. And then I moved on to, and now I have completed this much of the sixth stripe. And this color here I'm almost done with.
So much.
And that is from Lolo Did It. It was called Caution A. No. A is, you must have used this in a shawl. Is this in your shawlography?
That's in my... No, I don't think I've ever used that.
But it's yeah, that's you.
Oh, color A. No, it's in my what's it called?
Vertices?
Vertices. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's striped in my vertices.
Interesting.
Here, let's take a picture and send it to Justine. Because they're texting us. Hi, Justine.
Hi, Justine. Hi, Lori. So this is the Jelly Roll Blanket. It's a great scrappy project, and I am using all fingering weight yarn. The pattern, I believe, is... I think that it's written for fingering weight, and it's been updated for a DK weight. So I'm using 2.75 millimeter needles. I'm using DPNs from Knit Picks, or Knitters Pro, actually. And I'm just using whatever yarn we have. I have, these are my next colors that are going to go in it. Just have them all in baggies. And what's this one?
Is that my mini for my sock?
No, this is Asteroid Belt.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I lost that mini. Damn it.
So I just use... I either try to use the whatever's left, or if I get bored of a color, then I just cut it. Bless you.
Thank you.
Then I just cut it and move on. But this one I actually liked quite a bit.
It's very nice.
I like that it's bright. I feel like I have a lot of darker, muted colors in this section.
It's
There's some,
so pretty.
But so here's my thought. I believe it's currently about... I did a really rough measurement on my lap yesterday. So I think it's about 18 to 20 inches wide. I think I'm going to shoot for 50 inches wide. So I would do 2 more full stripes of whatever leftovers. And then, so that would give me 8. And then the 9th one, I'm going to use all woolens and nosh leftovers. So that I'll have a full one of just self-striping. And then I finish off the last 8 with a bunch of other leftovers. Because I think there is there any woolens and nosh in here? No, there's Knit Picks self-striping, but no woolens and nosh.
I love the idea of the woolens and nosh.
I thought that would be fun.
Yeah.
So I just absolutely love working on this. It's really easy if you don't know what you want to work on.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to... I do have a lot of ends on the last
Or if you're dyeing
few.
like 1,000 skeins of yarn or something.
Right. And then I've just been kind of going in and weaving my ends typically after I finish a stripe, but I need to do that for the last 2, it looks like, complete them. So
Lovely.
That is that. And I actually think it goes by pretty quick when you just focus on that, as any project would if you focus on one. But it's a nice way to just get, not rid of, because that sounds like you're trying to throw out, but to use up all those leftovers.
Yeah, for sure. Justine says hello, everyone.
And another good one, I think, to do for leftovers. We were watching We Share Needles podcast with Maddie and Kristen. And what Maddie's done is she has taken her leftovers and created magic knot balls. And then she holds 2 of them together. And she's making just a garter blanket. Very similar. It does look
really cool, though.
To the one the other blanket that I have cast on, where I did an I-cord cast on, picked up stitches, and then just doing garter and I-cord on either side. So that's another good way to use up a bunch of them very quickly.
Yeah.
Holding 2 magic knot balls of fingering together to make a DK. And I would say probably like a US 6.
I love that.
So that's everything that I've worked on.
Okay. I have one more. I didn't make much progress, but I did knit on it a little bit, and I love it so much, so I was just thinking I was going to show it again.
Our table's so squeaky today.
This is the Guiding Light Shawl by Kate Litton of the Crazy Sock Lady. Let me pull this up here so y'all can see. Can you see what I see?
Nope, too soon.
I don't know, my Instagram or my Facebook is completely taken over by Christmas for some strange reason.
That's unfortunate for your Facebook.
I know. So this is a guiding light. It's a really, really simple garter stripe shawl with some eyelets, giving each, and it's using 2 skeins of yarn, 2 colors, DK weight. Gives each color a chance to shine in this, which is really great. So you're using about the same amount of each color, which is always handy, right? It's hard sometimes when you're like, oh, it's a 2-color shawl, but you only use a small amount, so you got a ton left over. I am using Fiber Hustle yarn in the colorways. August and everything after. This is a DK 4-ply, 100% superwash BFL. It's about 246 yards per 100 grams. And I'm using, this is called the Abyss. Same base. Look at the twist on that. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
Very pretty. And yeah, the Abyss is the same base. So this is Fiber Hustle. This is the yarn that we picked up at Flock Fiber Festival. So I made a little bit more progress on it. I love how these yarns are working together. And the BFL is actually really soft. A lot of times with BFL, you feel like sometimes it could be pretty scratchy. Or like rough. And it's totally not at all. So here is, and like I said, I didn't make much progress. Here is where I was last time. So I started the eyelets for the second section here. So I've knit just all of, just this little bit here. But I love how this is the wrong side.
I know, I was just...
Yeah, it's okay. My fault. This is how it's all working together and striping up.
It's really good together.
Yeah, it's good together. Here are the eyelets here. You've got your striped, you've got some color blocking down here. And then so what ends up happening is you have this section now kind of mirroring this section in length. And then you'll just do a like the reverse of what's happening down here. And then that'll finish off the shawl. So it's an asymmetric triangular shawl. I'm using the recommended needles, which I believe is a US 7.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
I'm using my Chowgu Forte set. I'm actually using the spinny cord. So I wanted to give that a try because some people have some mixed feedback about the spinny. What's the spinny cord actually called? Spinny cord?
Spinny cord.
Okay. That there's a little bit of a potential snag here. Mm-hmm. I haven't had that happen to me. It's been actually really great to work with. I'm loving these needles.
Yeah, just feeling it. There's not much of a lip. It's actually quite smooth.
Yep.
If there were to be any snag, I would think it would happen here where the cord meets the...
Yeah, I think that's where people are talking about it.
You're also using a larger...
needle.
Heavier weight yarn. You may feel it more on a fingering weight.
Maybe.
Or one that has smaller needle,
Or one that might be like woolly and has like a halo or something like that, potentially. But I haven't had that happen at all. I'm really loving how this is turning out. And it's nice. It just sits next to me and I grab it and could do a couple of rows. The pattern is super easy to follow. Very simple increases, very simple decreases. And then the eyelets are just very simple yarn overs and knitting two together to create the eyelet there.
I love eyelets.
And the shaping. Yeah, me too. It's very comforting. It's a very comforting knit for me.
I love getting in the flow of knitting two together and yarning over. It has a really nice rhythm to it when you get into it.
Yep. And this is living in my Oh Wow Amsterdam bag. Handmade. Then we got this from Skein Yarn Shop. I love this bag. It's got some pockets on the inside. It's perfect for this shawl. It's great for a hat. Good for socks too, but it might be a little bit large for socks.
Yeah, but it's good to know. I mean, I think that's if I'm not mistaken, I think when I bought them, I bought the small bags, and you're fitting a 2 skein shawl in it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
DK weight too.
DK weight. Yep. And even when it's got the 2 balls of yarn in here as well, I have 2 additional balls of yarn just in case I do run out. And I can still fit those in there too. Yeah. So it's a great bag. And it does sit flat because it's got a box bottom there.
Yeah.
And it's a wider box bottom, so it sits flat for me next to me on the couch, which is nice. Is that all the knitting?
That's all the knitting. So do we have any owl post?
No,
I don't think so.
No owl post this time around.
Any break in the bank?
Yes. Ding, ding, ding. We have some breaking the bank. All from the same place, actually. So one is we broke the bank a few months ago and received our order. And the other is part of our monthly subscription services.
So, a couple months ago,
I moved everything.
We purchased the Woolens and Nosh Advent, Christmas Advent.
Yep.
So, it arrived. So,
well, it's just Advent because she said you could knit it for whatever you want, your birthday
her
or
Advent.
Whatever. Yeah.
So that arrived, and super early. If you plan on using it for your Christmas Advent, do you mind? I'm just gonna move this back just so the line's straight right there.
Okay, good.
So we will show you without showing you.
Absolutely. So we each got one. It comes in this cute little bag.
So you can't see.
You can't see already. It's all sealed up, and you have your yarn to start. It's center pull, 2 cakes of yarn, so you can knit them at the same time. Already split into 50 grain half of the skeins. I got the DK weight Advent to do some DK weight socks, which I thought would be really, really cool. And Kevin got the fingering. So the high twist DK that I got is on a different base. It's on 100% superwash merino. It's a 3-ply striping skein, and it's 100 grams, about 243 yards, like I said, split up, and it comes with a mini skein. The mini skeins are given separately, so I'm not going to show those just because I don't know if anybody wants to wait to open up their actual bag or whatever.
So, and I have it on her fingering base, which is the 90% superwash targi and 10% nylon. It is also a 3-ply, and you get 100 grams, 411 yards. So that is
the 2024 Advent.
I feel like I can't touch the table because it squeaks so much.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but that's okay. I love the design here.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the colors because it reminds me of I don't know, what does it remind you of?
Well, you don't know if those are the colors of it.
No, I know, but it was interesting because the design last year was that kind kind of, it almost felt like a vibe.
Okay.
You know? Curious to see what the vibe is. And then the only other thing that we got is also from Woolens and Nosh. It is the August 2024 mystery skein. I'm sure everybody's already gotten this. His package arrived and she packaged everything together, which was really nice, and we appreciate that very much. So this is called Afternoon Delight. It is on that Targhee base that Kevin was talking about, 90% superwash Targhee and 10% nylon. And it is really cute.
It's a very pretty color.
It's a very pretty color. This is coming across a little bit lighter on camera.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's a little deeper in color. It's almost like a, what would you call it? Like a pinkish?
No.
Blue?
It's definitely, it is blue. Not like a baby blue. It's more like a...
It's where you're holding it is a little bit...
It's more like a...
It's a pinkish blue.
I love... Do you love smelling yarn?
I do too. Yeah, I do.
Even if there's no scent to
it,
know, why do we smell?
I don't know, but there's something about it. Okay, now you're looking like an addict. So, which is probably accurate, right? We're definitely yarn addicts. But I love the colors here. That's pink, no?
This color here...
Is this... Look, what I'm pointing at, is that pink?
That's like a mauve.
I can't.
A mauve.
I hate you. I cannot stand living here anymore. Get me out. Everything's a goddamn argument. I'm just kidding. We do like each other, I promise.
We do.
Please don't give us
on occasion.
Comments. Most of the time. We should really, take the positive potatoes advice and stay positive.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is that.
I kind of want to tickle your ribs. Sorry. All right. I think that is all the yarny things.
Oh wait, we do.
Do you want to show any of your colorways that you've done, or no?
We do have a owl post.
We do.
It came by email. Right? So, yeah. Jimmy, I have to remind me to reply to this.
Yes.
Was very kind. Is it in my library now? And sent us one of his patterns. So if you don't know Jimmy,
yes.
It's Jimmy from Jimmy Does Knitting here on YouTube. And he has 7 patterns currently. And he sent us one that he recently released. This is the Chianti Cardi.
Chianti. It's a type of wine.
Yes. Chianti Cardi. So these are like sweaters for your wine bottles.
Super cute.
I'm going to tap on one so that it... Oh, maybe because I'm holding it there.
There's different stitches.
Yeah, right. So you have some cables, some striping, or some straight up stockinette with a little ribbing at the bottom. Very, very cute.
It is super cute.
Thank you for sending that over, Jimmy.
We'll have that link down below for sure.
Yeah, we'll link this pattern down below. I see, cable, striping, stockinette. Oh, even garter. Or like a reverse stockinette. Mm-hmm.
Stripes. Really cute. What a great gift.
Yeah, so here's...
It can't take much yarn. How much yarn does it take?
Oh, that's a really great question. Let's look. So it is knit... It's fingering weight. It's knit on a US 1.5 or 2.5 millimeter, and you need about 100 to 110 yards.
That's great. You can make like 4 of them with one skein of yarn.
Correct. Or you can use scraps, maybe.
100% you could.
Right?
What a great idea.
Especially for the stripy one. You could do a scrappy one or a stripy one with your leftovers. So that's another good little... stash buster, especially for the holidays, if you're going to parties or houses and you're bringing a bottle of something.
I don't want to forget my Liam.
You can slip that right on the bottle of wine.
Yeah.
So, all right, last up is our general what we've been reading and watching.
We got through that pretty quick, to be honest.
So, I have finished 3 books.
I know. That was crazy.
I finished Jake's Magical Market, and I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know that
Fair enough.
I don't know that it's a series I would recommend because I was kind of disappointed with the end of it and in general the length.
How long the book was? You think it was too long?
I just think it was too long. I think there was too much trying to be crammed into the magic system.
Oh, okay.
Type of thing because it was, I don't know. The first book I loved. The next 2 books I read them. Then I needed a break.
I read them. That's your statement. Do you want to hand me your Willens and Osham? We'll just keep them here just so we know where they are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the next 2 books, I needed a break from the length of those. So I went to my novellas, and I read 2 books by Lucy Lennox. They are part of a series. I'm assuming the series is going to have 5 books in it. Only 2 have been released. These are spicy, like cayenne. So if you don't like spice, just don't read these.
Oh, I wish that would.
So book 1 was called Prince of Lies. In this book, we meet... Who do we meet? Bash and Ro. And Bash is a billionaire, and Ro doesn't know it. And Ro is trying to get a...
Sugar daddy?
Kind of, no, like an app that he developed.
Oh.
So he's trying to like market it and get somebody to help fund him and take it over because he's very limited with like technology. He knows what he wants, but he doesn't know how to get there. So like an investor and a company to work with to help launch that. So it's actually really cute and funny, their relationship, because it all starts wrong, like from the get-go.
Sounds Hallmarky.
It is, but with spice a lot.
Paprika?
Yeah, no above that.
Oh yeah, ghost pepper.
Yeah, probably ghost pepper.
Kevin, you
or maybe not ghost pepper. More like cayenne, like So then the next one we follow is called Marrying Mr. Majestic. This one is a Hallmark movie, like hands down, against high spice level. So that has Wayland and.
I feel like you've read a book with a main character named Wayland.
I don't know. Crap. What's the other guy's name?
What does that sound familiar? Oh, Weishi Linden. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Weishi Linden.
Yeah.
I literally just finished this like 2 nights ago. Why can't I think of his name?
Marrying Mr. Majestic.
It begins with an S. What the heck is his name?
Okay, just say S.
So they, it's actually, it's like one of those typical things. So they meet in Vegas, get drunk, get married.
Oh.
Silas. Waylon and Silas. Silas is friends with Bash. He is also a billionaire.
Wow.
And he goes...
A lot of these billionaires out and about, huh?
So in this, I mean, it happens pretty quickly. It's a group of 5 friends who went to school at Yale, and while they were at school, they developed a emergency response telecommunication thing and sold it, and they all became billionaires. Oh. But they don't let people know because... They've had issues,
I wouldn't let people know either.
Right. They've had issues with like family requesting money and, just bad things came with the money. So they are very close, keep it close to their chest. So they have a pact not to let people know unless there's certain circumstances.
Okay.
So Wayland is a rancher from Wyoming, Majestic, Wyoming. And Silas heads there to start the divorce process. And then it becomes a Hallmark movie. Right. It was really, really cute, though. I like it because in the first book, you do meet Silas, and he's very rough around the edges, very angry. He's hurt. He doesn't trust people easily. So it was a good book, and the characters in that town were cute. And then the next book had a little bit of a segment of the next book, which is going to be following the third friend, Devon. So that will be fun to read. And then I currently started reading... It's good to be back in the All Souls universe. I'm reading book 5 in the All Souls universe, which is called Blackbird Oracle. It is by Deborah Harkness. You know that we are fans of A Discovery of Witches.
Yes.
That whole series, which the television series is now on Netflix. So certainly watch that if you haven't, because we enjoyed it. The books obviously are better, but the television
I'd like to watch
series...
it again, I think.
I would like, actually, I was just seeing some comments today that people feel that there are extra scenes
Oh.
in it. Like, there's things happening that they don't recall when they initially watched it on, like, Sky Television or the DVD.
Yep.
But they definitely take some liberties with it, but it captures the essence of the books pretty well. So, in this book, it takes place 6 years after... a Times Convert. And it starts off in right down the street from us in New Haven, Connecticut.
Lovely.
So
great.
That's what I'm reading.
We're neighbors.
And you?
Oh, and me. I finished my audiobook, book 5 of He Who Fights with Monsters by Shirtaloon. Shirtaloon. It's a really good series. I did give this one 4 stars. I have to admit, towards the end of the book, and I don't know if it was just like I didn't have as much. Sorry, I don't know why I'm crossing my legs, but I feel like I need to. It didn't have as much. It didn't keep my interest as much, especially towards the end. I kept getting lost. I don't know if I was just being distracted or I had a lot on my mind, so maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because I typically listen to it now while I'm driving to and from work. And I think my mind was just kind of going off thinking about like the new job or like, playing, you play back your day or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't think I was as focused. So it kind of lost my interest. Nothing against the book, I don't think. It didn't do it for me towards the end. But I did give it 4 stars. I do recommend this series very much. And in fact, I did start book 6, which I am fully on board with, and I'm paying attention to everything that they're saying. So I think it was just a frame of mind for me. Because now that everybody knows about like the job and, I was trying to, all that stuff. Like I've already processed. So, so it's really, really good. Our friend Jeff was talking about how he's read, I think there's 11 books in this, or 10. They just came out the 10th.
11.
Something. They either just came out the 11th or the 10th, and he just finished it. And he said that the way that the series is that the first, they kind of break up locations by books of 3. So first 3 books, our main character is in one location. The next 3 books, he's in another location. The story still progresses. So I just finished. He's kind of split in 2 different locations now, and I'm on book 6.
So that would make sense.
So it would be kind of maybe this is our transition. But it is really, really good. I like how the character is developing. I really enjoy the character. I like the humor in this. The narrator is amazing. It feels like it's a like an MMO or they call it RPG, lit RPG. So it's a literary role playing game kind of situation. So he has his spells and different things like that, and they talk about this ability causes this kind of damage and whatever, and he loots bodies and stuff. So it's right up our alley when it comes to like video games. We love those types of video games.
That's what my other book was.
Yeah.
Cheeks, but it was too much.
This one hasn't gotten to be too much. It's really neat. And then you're waiting to hear when he's like fights some monsters. You're almost waiting to hear like, oh, I wonder what the loot's going to be. I wonder what he's going to get from that monster. So it's cool. It's definitely kept my interest. If you're into that stuff, I highly recommend this book series. And then I'm still on book 7. This is such a long book, not in a bad way. I just want it to be done because I want to have that sense of completion, and I want to know what's what's going to be the end of
it's
this.
The final book in
it's
the
the final
series,
book in
right?
the series. So I'm reading the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Book 7. I'm not quite sure what the name of book 7 is right now, but it is linked down below in our show notes. Something Embers, I think. So we are just, all of our main characters are now back together, which I love. I struggle sometimes when your group splits and then the books follow each group just as you're getting into them. So they're all back together now. They're all seeming to be working together. And some of these characters haven't really met each other. They just kind of picked up more people along the way. So it's neat to see the dynamic of this group coming together. One of the big bads was taken care of, which was really cool. And now we're working on the second big bad. I still have about 2 hours left of reading. I'm reading this on my Kindle. And then
it's called Kingdom of Ash.
Kingdom of Ash. Yes, not Embers. Kingdom of Ash. And then once I'm completed with that, which hopefully I'll be done with that within the next week, just because, 10 minutes in, I'm ready for sleep.
I don't know. There are some times where you do read quite a bit.
Because it got so good. It's gotten so good. What's wrong?
The table's so squeaky.
Oh. And then my next book is going to be Blackbird Oracle after that.
And watching one thing. And it's sad because we're almost done, guys.
I know.
We are almost done with our watching of Supernatural. We are on season 15. We just watched episode 10 last night. We have 9 episodes left, and then we will be saying goodbye.
I thought there were 20 episodes.
Correct. We have 10 episodes left. I don't know. We may have actually gone... No, I think we actually went beyond 10. I think we watched one more. I think we have 9 episodes left, and then we will be saying goodbye to Sam and Dean and Castiel and all of them. It's so enjoyable to watch, actually.
It really is.
If you like paranormal, if you haven't seen it, it's a lot of episodes. I think it's 327 episodes total.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, they grow on you. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that there's going to be sad moments. There's been a lot of loss in this series, too, which has been like...
Especially the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, there are people who I was really sad to see go. But
they found ways to bring them back a little bit.
Yeah, you get to see some...
course.
They're doing a really good job in this season of reintroducing old characters from... I mean, even going back to season 1, you're seeing some characters.
Yeah, you have such a great memory to when you see somebody come on screen, you're like, oh my god, that was the lady from season 2. Remember? And I'm like, no, I don't have any idea. She looks familiar, but I don't know from where. But you have a really good mind for that.
I don't know why.
But it's good. It helps me out when we're watching TV because then it makes that connection. Like, oh, yeah, that's why she's significant. Oh, okay, I get it.
This is whatever. This is chatty now. So what I just realized recently, and this was because of TikTok, is Jodie. If you guys have watched it, Jodie, who loved Jodie's character, right? I'm watching TikTok and it's showing me a bunch of scenes from Criminal Minds, and Jodie played a character on Criminal Minds that we really disliked. She was the person who took over BAU from Prentice, and then she was the one who put Prentice on administrative leave and then had JJ take over the team, but she oversaw them all, and she was going on the cases with them and trying to make it more efficient and let's just get the bad guy right away.
Save the money. Don't do the investigation.
She was a jerk, and when I made that connection, I was like, oh, man.
But we love Jodie's character.
I do.
Yeah.
It's very hard, though. I don't know if other people feel this way, but when I find a character that I don't like on a show, I pretty much never like them again in other things, because I see that and I see them in that role, and It happens more so with people from Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Well, everybody and their mothers.
That one, I'm like, oh, there are people I've seen on there that I just can't watch anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's about it. And we...
Good. I'm glad you were going to say that. I was going to say that.
Do not know if we will be podcasting in 2 weeks.
Right.
So, in 2 weeks, we will be at Skane. We normally podcast on Saturdays or Sundays if there's a conflict in our schedule. So, but we will be at Skane both days.
Yep.
So we're not sure if we're going to record. There is a possibility that
we won't record on a Saturday or a Sunday.
We will not be recording that Saturday, Sunday. There is a possibility that we might record that Monday.
Yep.
Just to stay on schedule, because we do like the 2 week schedule, and I don't want to change. I don't like changing the weeks that we record, because I know podcasters.
We have them all on our calendar and stuff too.
I know, and we know of podcasters who release episodes on our off weeks.
Right.
So that kind of keeps me on schedule as well. So we may record that Monday after the trunk show. If not, we'll be back in a month if we, for whatever reason, decide not to do that. So it may be a month before we come out with another episode.
Yeah, because I took a week off between my last day, which is the 13th, and we're going to be driving up to Rhode Island on the 13th, that Friday night. Stay there Saturday, come home Sunday later. But I'm off that entire week after. So we could do it too. I mean, whatever. We'll see how it goes. We would like to put one out. But we'll let you know through Instagram, or I might do a YouTube community post.
Okay.
Once we kind of figure out what we want to do.
All right.
And
I believe that is everything. So it's a shorter episode for us. So thank you guys for sticking around. We hope that you have a good 2 weeks, and we may see you in a fortnight.
Bye.
Bye.